Yeah, people have been asking about these missing scientists. So there have been a number of scientists that have gone missing, and some of them appear to have been doing research on star being related topics, UAPs. Part of it is we're very close to disclosure. And that's making a lot of people nervous, because once disclosure happens, disclosure is the world becomes aware of the existence of other worlds and other beings in other places. Once that happens, the overlords can't control us anymore, right? Because the way that institutions control people, whether it's religious institution or a political institution or an economic institution, whatever the institution is, the only way it can control people is by controlling our reality, right? We have to kind of agree to a certain understanding of the nature of reality. So, for example, for a religion to control you, they have to have convinced you that there's a God and that the God is in control, and that if you don't do what the God wants you to do, then you're going to get punished. Now, if people find out there isn't a God, or that God is energy and is not an old man in the sky telling people what to do, then the religion can no longer control people, right? Same with governments in general. Like if we have to all believe in scarcity, for example, for capitalism to work. We have to all believe that there's a limited amount of resources and that everyone can't have what they need. And so we have to kind of compete with each other for the limited resources. That's a belief system, right? It's an idea about what the nature of reality is. But once the star beings come, one of the things that they're going to educate us about is the existence of free energy. So energy is actually free. But because we live in a world where energy is very expensive, certain people are in charge, because as long as they can control the energy, they can control the food, the housing, right? Everything is controlled by our access to energy. Once it's revealed to us that energy is free, that we don't have to mine coal or dig up oil, pump oil out of the ground, and we don't have to rely on, governments and corporations to provide us with electricity and heat. Once we figure that out, they won't be able to control us, right? Because with free energy, what's also going to come is free food, right? We won't have to work anymore. There's the illusion of work too. Like we're taught that to eat, you have to work, which is made up. Like it doesn't make any sense, right? Animals don't work to eat, right? They just eat. They don't work to house themselves. They have housing, right? We're the only animal that has to work 40 hours a week minimum to eat and to have electricity and heat and clothing and a house. Like not even to have fun, just to survive. So that's a part of our Geitgeist. It's a part of our reality. We think that's true, that you can't eat unless you spend a certain amount of hours a week doing something that someone tells you have to do. That's the only way you can eat and have a place to live. Now that's all going to change, right? When the star beings show up, we're going to find out that a lot of the things that we believed in weren't true, and the people that are in charge won't be in charge anymore. And it's going to be very liberating for us consciousness-wise. And so this disappearance of these scientists, when I tune into it, I get that it's connected to this fear by the government of this shift in consciousness that's associated with us knowing more about star beings. But now somebody else was asking, was it related to a certain type of technology or something? There is something else happening which feels like it's connected, and that is that there are a lot of technologies and healthcare innovations which are out there, which have been suppressed. And every time like cancer gets cured, the person who invented the cancer goes missing or dies, right? And the treatment goes missing. And this has been happening for a while. Anytime a free energy machine is created, right? There's lots of inventors have created devices that can allow people to get free energy. Those people go missing, right? And the invention gets confiscated. Tesla is the most obvious example of that, right? Tesla invented all of these things, and then the government, took all of his schematics and his inventions. This has been an ongoing thing for many years. And so we see this in healthcare too. Like, there are ways to reverse aging. There are ways to reverse cancer. There are ways to reverse Alzheimer's. There are ways to eliminate most disease. Like, right? Disease is not an inevitable part of our life as humans. It's a byproduct of our society that's fixable. But that information has been suppressed. And so there is some connection between the scientists who have gone missing and the emergence of technology that's going to revolutionize our understanding of a lot of things, particularly with regard to energy and health. And I don't know exactly if they were all working on the same project. I'm not picking anything specific up like that. I'm just picking up energetically that there's a connection between them and these innovations and revelations about technology, health, and star beings, right? That's kind of the general connection between the missing people and what they were focused on.